Okay, today I'm making a knight who's kneeling down and holding his sword. So I will start with his face. In order to get the proportion right, I'm making a circle and I'm holding a pencil very lightly, not applying much pressure. So it won't leave any marks on the paper when we rub it with the eraser. Erase it. The main key is to hold the pencil lightly and don't apply much pressure. You can see I'm using basic shapes in order to get the desired position or the posture of the knight. Now I'm drawing his cape. First of all, I'm giving it a rough shape, then I will work on it. I'm going to add some folds in his cape so it looks real, not cartoonish. Now I'm also making a cloth on his neck side, because in the armor you don't wear the armor on neck because you need the mobility in order to move around. The armor in the arm side is also in various plates in order to retain the mobility of the knight. It gives a very practical approach to the drawing and gives more weight to the character. And I am using an eye reference, but I'm not copying the whole drawing, and this is what you should do while drawing and developing your own style. It is an the now I'm making the elbow guard. And now it's time for the forearm guard. The whole first of all, I'm making the joint which connects the elbow guard and the forearm plate. Now I'm making his fist. Fist consists of the plate which covers the backside of the palm, and then the glove came in, the finger which covers the fingers. It also comes in rings. The rings are also important in order to show that the practicality of the weapon, the armor. Fingers are the mostly most technical and most difficult part in making a whole body, because if the fingers are not right, it gives a very cartoonish look to your character. And most of the time, even I don't get the fingers right. Now I'm making the armor plate which covers the torso. Now the chest plate. I think I should make the little bit lifted, because he's kneeling down and his hand should be on his knees. In order to make a fine drawing, you have to make the changes right away and re-examine your drawing, the sketch and the proportions and the shapes, so you can get best out of yourself. Now I'm going to make the knee guard. First I'm giving the shape of the whole leg. Now again the part of his clothing which hangs around the shirt, maybe that shirt kind of thing which he wears. I'm extending the cape as per the requirements of the height and the height of the body and the whole armor. I'm also giving a curvature to the chest plate, so it seems to have a 3D effect. Now I'm making the second arm, which is holding the sword. Um, the version I am making is holding the sword by its blade, but you can change it and make it hold by the handle of the sword itself. But holding the sword by its blade shows that he he is disappointed in himself and he don't want to fight anymore, or he have lost someone in the fight. Now, before making his second palm or the wrist, I'm making the swords, because if I make the wrist first, the sword wouldn't get right. I want a straight sword. And it is the most difficult part for me with drawing the swords, because I have no experience on drawing the swords. Before drawing that, I'm drawing his whole leg. It's nothing, just for my satisfaction, or and in order to get the proportions right. I think I have made the basic shapes. Now I can move on to making the actual drawing by the pen, by using a pen. I'm gonna use a fountain pen. I'm gonna change the mediums. I'm trying to do an experiment. I have never used a fountain pen for a drawing, and I want to see how will it come out to be. As you can see, I'm not exactly copying the I'm not overlapping the lines that I draw with the pencil. That is because I only made it rough sketch, and to in order to take the idea of the sketch, of the shape of the body, and the final work, I am making some assumptions in order to get more powerful armor. Fun fact about knights that the opening for their eyes is very less, so that they don't get stabbed in the eyes, and they usually fight blind. They only fight through the idea and instincts, and that's what's make most interesting part of their fighting, and the most difficult part. The pen I'm using is the Octane fountain pen. It is because it is very smooth, because it uses the different type of nib than the normal fountain pens. I'm gonna skip the part of the I'm skip to the part when I am complete inking. Okay, now I am reached the stage where I can add the base colors and then again started inking and sketching on it. So first I'm gonna give color to his cape. Now I'm giving color to the cape. Okay, I have given the base color. Now I'm again doing the inking process and now I'm using a ballpoint pen. The handle is wrapped with a cloth, so I'm giving it a red color. I want to make a red handle. And again, now I'm gonna do some inking on this also, like I did on the clothing of the knight. I'm using the same ballpoint pen for the handle also. I didn't let the ink dry and started doing the inking on it. It is not good, but I am so hasty. Now I'm inking the armor itself. I'm going to skip to the part where I'm completed with doing the first layer. Okay, I have done some of the inking and I am going to continue the process. Even though this is not a full tutorial, but you can get the idea how you can do the process of your drawing and believing your process. Because drawing is all about doing it in layers and processes until it's get alive. Main goal is to make a drawing which have its own uniqueness. Okay, this is the sketch, the inking I am gone through. I'm still adding some details to it, like in order to distinguish the different parts of the armor. This is the first time I'm drawing any armor, but I think it is going well till now. I'm using hatching and cross hatching process. I think I'm gonna add a background. Not sure though. The sword is not good. I agree with that. I'm gonna fix the sword. Um, I will skip to that the part that I fixed the sword. Now I have fixed the sword, and now I'm going to add some shadows, and I'm going to make it messy kind of look so I can distinguish between the character and the floor. This is my way of doing the things. You might have different approach, and it's completely normal because different artists have different art style and different approach to make different things, and there is no such rule in art except the technical things like the perspective, and we will make videos on that also. Okay, this is the final artwork. Now only thing left is my signature, and I'm going to do that. Okay, thanks for watching. If you want videos according to your demand, you can comment and I will make videos on that topic also.